Hey, welcome to this month's song breakdown, and this month we're going to break down the song Serpentine of These Paths We Tread. Now, if you've seen one of these things before, you'll know I break it into two halves. I have the first half, which is like the song lyrics and themes and things like that, and the second half, which is more about the evolution of the song and maybe some production notes and things like that. So without further ado, let's get on to the song ideas and themes. So this song, Serpentine, is about a Norse myth, actually, a myth of a dragon that's called Fafnir. Now, it wasn't always a dragon. It used to be the son of a dwarf king who basically was very obsessed with wealth and greed and stuff like that, liked to hoard gold. And eventually he hoarded so much gold that he used to sit on as well, that he used to turned into, I guess, a dragon. So this kind of appealed to me. I thought it was kind of cool, sort of a bit of an allegory of like kind of greed and how if we just keep accumulating wealth, we'll actually turn into something different. And also, I hadn't done anything about Norse myths yet, so I quite liked that idea. So it kind of married the idea of dragons and greed, I guess. And yeah, the lyrics came from that. Now, of course, there is a slightly amusing second note about the lyrics on this, that after we started performing the song, somebody came up to me and told me that the lyrics sounded a little bit like they were about cock. So yeah, that kind of ruined the song for me a little bit, you know, all these highfalutin ideas about the song, and actually somebody says, no, it sounds like it's about penis. But there you go, Serpentine. So, the evolution of this song. Now, I looked back on my phone for some old recordings, and actually I noticed that this song was written, or the initial ideas of it were written right back in 2015, so right around the time of the first EP. So this song goes quite far back when you consider it was released in 2017. Now, the initial ideas of it seem like they might have been a recording that me and Phil did, maybe in his living room or something, because it has just two guitars in it and no drums, and I'll play a little bit for you now. So you can see there's some quite familiar riffs in there, and actually a lot of these sort of parts that would be the main parts of the song are already there, which is quite interesting. And then obviously we took it away and we played it with, put some drums on it with Westy, the old drummer, and I remember it being a song that we played around with like in some of the early stages of the Swamp as well, and I think there might be a really old live recording of it at the Swamp, so I'll try and dig that out now. So you can see how the song has kept evolving and changing, and we also like kind of, before we ended up recording it in the studio, we were playing it live a lot, and the song started to get tighter and tighter like it did. And there's definitely a lot of recordings floating around. I think there's one when we played in Coventry. So yeah, you can see the song gradually getting more and more advanced and all that, and more recognisable to the one that you actually recognise from the record. Obviously, when we recorded These Paths We Tread, it was actually recorded over an entire year. And so one of the difficulties that we had when we were recording it was that some songs changed while we were recording them. So we had the initial idea, we went in and say put the drums down for them. And then by the time we came to put the guitars and other things on them, we'd been playing them behind the scenes live, I guess, and the song had kind of started to change a little bit. And I personally think you can hear some of that tension on that first album, of where the songs were pulling against each other sometimes, and we had to make some compromises in certain places, and I think that's what led me to decide for the following album to try and do it in as a small or short time as possible, so that the song was captured in that moment, and then if it evolved again, it's fine, but we'd captured that moment, whereas because it was evolving over an entire year with These Paths We Tread, it was a bit different, you know, a bit, I think you can hear that a little bit. So yeah, that's Serpentine, a live favourite. Lots of people like it. Somebody came up to us once and told us that it was a really good song, apart from we need to make the solo twice as long. So yeah, great feedback. Okay, now I just want to take this moment again to thank all of our patrons. Basically, even though we've started gigging again, you guys are still really important to us, because like the support that you give us every month means that we have to worry less about how we're going to get things funded, and that means that we can put more into creating things, which is what the band's all about, really. So if you're interested at all in joining the Patreon page, I'll put a link, and if not, just spread the word, guys, let people know about it, and hopefully see you at a gig soon. Cheers, bye.